out of public speaking. These words intrigued me, and I thought to myself, who is Cromwell? What authority did he possess? And why should I even speak like Cromwell? The judge. Fellow orators, I am Zainab Aderounmu, and I'd like you to know that Oliver Cromwell was an English general who led the army of England during the Civil War. He was best known as Lord and Protector of England, Ireland, and Scotland after the Civil War. Basically, he was a soldier with tremendous authority in the 1500s. Imagine yourself on the battlefield. See Lord Cromwell talking to his soldiers. See the tautness in his veins, the precision in his eyes, and the victory in his voice. And then I tried to relate this to my life. One day, I was moderating an Islamic event, and it was time for the customary Muslim prayer. After the call to prayer, the room was frozen, as if the audience were waiting for divine revelation. But I, Zainab Cromwell, I mounted the podium and said, Assalamu alaikum everybody, please let's discuss for Salah, and afterwards we convene at 3:15 p.m. Thank you. And like the zap of lightning, everybody dispersed very quickly. Wow, that was some Cromwell authority they talked about. Moving on, I remember on 200 level, I had to take a course on gender studies. It was taught by a feminist and a user of the silent method. Apparently, if she asks a question and you answer, she won't tell you whether it's correct or not. So you're basically left in the dark. Every single person in that class had an irrational and excessive fear for her. And if you raise your hand to ask a question in the class, it was as if her laser eyes would drill a hole in your hand. Yes, literally. But one day, I was called at an event, not in class now. I was called to speak on the topic, speaking without fear. And then I spoke about her. And in that moment, my fear for her dissipated. And I thought to myself, I will no longer be afraid of that woman. And the next day, I went to class. With all the palpitations in my heart, I raised my hand. And her eyes fixated on me for a moment. Tick, tock. You there, she called me. Oh my God, there's no hole in my hand. I stood up. I asked my question, and funnily enough, she answered in a detailed response, invited me to her office, and gifted me a book. Whoa. Wow. There was some Cromwell authority they were talking about. Furthermore, Charles Baker once said, indecision is the decision to fail. You know, when I heard that quote, I felt like Baker was shaking my table. And one thing I'm very much indecisive about was my love life. Should I get a lover? Should I not get a lover? Why do I even get a lover? And then the common thing in Islamic circles is early marriage, right? And then I thought to myself, what would Oliver Cromwell do? I mean, a soldier with such repute in the 1500s would not have been indecisive. Because if he was, he would not have won the Civil War against King Charles, definitely not. So somehow, I convinced myself that Cromwell would have taken a risk. And I, Zainab Cromwell, followed a boy I had only known for 1 week. Suffice it is to say that I was self-pretty fast. It was a bad, yes I know, but decisive decision. So yes, there was some Cromwell authority they were talked about. Finally, when I retrospect about my life, I smile because I am grateful for the Cromwellian authority I assume. I speak now like a soldier, with poise and composure. I raise my hand in gender studies class without affectation, and there's no hole in my hand. And I am honored to announce to you all that I've broken a few hearts as well. Although unintentionally, please. Fellow orators, Assume mastery over your life. After preparing for success, expect it. Go ye into the world and speak with the authority of a prophet. Thank you.